Hello and welcome to 3 Minute Gaming. I'm Nathan, and today I'm going to tell you if this game's worth your time and bandwidth.
Today's game is the Visco Collection. QUByte is back with an assortment of NeoGeo arcade games by Visco. Is it full of hidden gems or not worth playing? Let's find out. The Visco Collection is 7 NeoGeo games from the classic developer Visco, released by QUByte with minor improvements like save states and not much else. But are the games good? Let's get into it. Androdunos is a classic horizontal shooter where its main gimmick is you being able to switch between weapon sets at any time, and each set has 5 attacks that upgrade individually. It actually has some really cool ideas and plays perfectly fine, but the game itself is a little ho-hum in its presentation and gameplay, making it a very fun but not particularly memorable shmup. QUByte describes Flipshot as futuristic pinball, which is not even remotely what this is. This is competitive Pong with some light breakout elements and drawing from extreme top-down sports games like Windjammers. Each of the characters have unique abilities, and hitting the ball with a perfect timing does a unique hit. This one's actually pretty fun, especially with 2 people, as the AI starts cheating later on. Bang Bead they describe as a one-on-one fighting game, which again is not even remotely true, as this is the sequel to Flipshot, with characters having more unique moves and big ultimates to charge up. I actually liked Bang Beat a lot less, mostly because the difficulty is much higher and the game more blatantly cheats with ball physics than on Flipshot in single player. Captain Tomati is a vertical cute-em-up meant to emulate Twin B and is very weird. You attack with left or right fists and have a limited range, but power-ups evolve you into different creatures like monkeys, lizards, or a baby. It's definitely unique, but its weirdly high difficulty, along with some frustrating and bizarre enemy spawn locations, makes it quite challenging. Ganryo is a side-scrolling ninja game that reminded me of Shinobi meets Shadow of the Ninja. It has some really cool mechanics around grappling off ledges and multiple paths through its levels, and its bosses are great challenges. It is very difficult, but it is a game that I felt obligated to master, and when I did it was quite fun. Gold 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 is one of the bajillion soccer games released on the platform, and this one is most notable as it has 2 hidden trophies for winning as Brazil or beating Italy as Brazil, which is funny because QUByte's based in Brazil. Regardless, it's a simple enough game and plays well, but man does it get hard really fast. Neo Drift Out was my favorite game in this collection, and I'd go so far as to say made the purchase worth it for me. It's a slightly overhead rally racing game where you drive and drift with the game calling out turns. There's shortcuts and the controls feel fantastic once you get used to them, with it cramming the fun of rally into short races. I'd never heard of this game before and I absolutely loved it. All of these games have save states and nothing else minus basic button instructions. The presentation is a bit fancy, however, with 3D renders of arcade machines kind of like that Capcom arcade collection. And that's the bunch. A whole assortment of games across multiple genres of Visco's NeoGeo collection. But what do I like about the Visco collection? Well, there's a good number of multiplayer games here, both versus or co-op, and those breakout games in particular are really fun when you've got a friend to compete with. Additionally, Neo Drift Out and Ganryu are both fantastic, and probably the main reason to buy this. Drift Out in particular is an absolute banger, and Ganryu is frustrating at first, but very satisfying once you master it. And lastly, this may come off as patronizing, but thank you QUByte for finally fixing your atrocious overlay UI. If you've watched my QUByte Classics review, all their overlay and save state stuff is really slow and it sucked, but this new one is snappy and works well, and the emulation across the board is solid. When it comes to the bad, unlike Arcade Archives or any other arcade release, this is omitting dip switch settings, meaning you can't change things like difficulty and lives, which feels like an absolutely necessary inclusion for this type of re-release. Additionally, the lack of any kind of extras is disappointing. No artwork, background info, leaderboards, caravan mode, rewinds, how to play guides, nothing. It's bare bones. And lastly, your mileage will definitely vary with these games. Overall, they're all decent, but only a few are truly exceptional, and most of them I played once and then I was pretty much done. As you know, I rate games here on a 3-point scale, must play, maybe consider, and don't bother, and the Visco collection is a marked improvement on other QUByte releases, with overall solid collection choices for fans of almost any genre. However, it still does lack features found in every other modern NeoGeo release, and your mileage may vary on how much you enjoy the variety here. Still, for the price, this is a very inexpensive bundle, especially on sale, so if you love Neo Drift Out and just ignore most of the other games like I did, this Visco collection is definitely worth playing. And that's all I got for you today. Thank you so much for watching. Have you played the Visco collection? Have you even heard of it? Do you enjoy NeoGeo arcade games? Please let me know what you think in the comments, and regardless, go out there and maybe give this one a look.